Everyone, and thanks for tuning in to my weekly video message. We are continuing with our series on Musar, an ancient Jewish practice which focuses on the cultivation of positive inner traits called midot. In these tumultuous times, my hope is that cultivating and embodying these midot, or positive inner traits, can help each of us meet this moment with strength, with courage, with determination, and with faith. Now, last week, I spoke about meeting this moment with the midah, or trait of azut de kedusha, or holy boldness. As we strive to build a world of justice and human dignity and holiness, we're called to draw on our inner boldness, to draw on our inner strength and courage so that we can overcome any obstacles that are impeding us as we strive to do the work we need to do in this time. Whether those obstacles are inner voices of doubt or despair, or external messages attempting to instill fear and resignation in us, we must have azut de kedusha, or holy boldness, so that we can overcome these obstacles and persist in the work that we're called to do right now. This work, we're going to talk about something very different. And I want to talk about the midah, or trait of hishtavut, which means equanimity. Now, hishtavut, or equanimity, is all about having a kind of centered acceptance and calm in the face of whatever is happening in any given moment. It's about facing the good and the bad, things that make us anxious and things that make us joyful, and being aware, calm, and balanced in response to them. As mindfulness teacher Tara Brach puts it, it's about having a heart that is ready for anything. Alan Marinis, one of the great Musar teachers of our time, offers a wonderful image of having equanimity as being like a surfer who rides the ocean waves. Even as the waves are rising and falling, the soul that has equanimity is able to ride the crest, staying upright, balanced, and centered in itself, while staying sensitive to the movement of the waves. This allows the surfer to not be tossed by the waves, but rather to ride the waves that inevitably come and go. The Baal Shem Tov puts it somewhat differently. He teaches that the word hishtavut, or equanimity, is related to the Hebrew word shaveh, which means equal, and that having equanimity means being able to accept all things equally, being able to fully accept the good along with the bad, the suffering along with the joy. This is not to suggest that equanimity is about dismissing our pain or somehow condoning the harm that we or others are experiencing, but that it's about accepting the reality that life and the world are filled with both incredible joy and incredible suffering, and that we can relate to it and take action in response to it from a calm and centered place. Now, cultivating equanimity can be very difficult. In turbulent times such as these, and in the face of the magnitude and meaning of the changes that we're experiencing, calm might be hard to come by. It can be easy to become overwhelmed and anxious and fearful in times like these. And rather than finding strength and open-heartedness and calm, we might much more easily slip into escapism or shutting down, or slip into a heart-closing despair instead. But we can cultivate this kind of calm and centered equanimity instead. The Baal Shem Tov teaches that we can cultivate equanimity by cleaving to the divine, that being deeply and regularly connected and drawing on the divine presence, or anything sacred that's greater than ourselves, can help us cultivate this kind of calm acceptance and centeredness in the face of all that we experience. Whether we find it easiest to connect to God and to connect through prayer or Torah study or meditation, or whether we find it easier to connect to our loved ones or community or the interconnected web of life or the spiritual presence of our ancestors, the Baal Shem Tov teaches that this greater sacred connectedness can really help us cultivate equanimity to meet this moment and for times such as these. With that, I want to invite each of us to reflect this week. How is your heart responding to these turbulent times? Are you experiencing anxiety and overwhelm, or calm and centered responsiveness and presence, or apathy and a desire for avoidance, or something else entirely? And how might each of us connect to the divine or something sacred that is greater than ourselves, so that we might cultivate and deepen our equanimity in these times? As usual, I look forward to hearing your responses to these questions. Please reach out to me at rabbi@bethtorah.org. I really look forward to hearing what's on your heart and your mind.